Today, we're going to talk about how to organise with children. So zoning your home according to where you want your play areas and how to get your children involved. I'm Heather Dhillon, founder of the Calm Home Company.
And I'm Esme Fisher, founder of Tidy Coaching. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you about today is involving your children. I'm a great believer in getting kids involved in organisation of their own things from quite an early age. So I think if your child is maybe age 5 or 6 upwards, you can start to really get them involved, teaching them habits. So organising and decluttering isn't just a natural inbuilt habit, it's something that we need to learn. And so getting them into that habit and knowing how to do it from really young, I think is super helpful for everyone in the household.
Definitely. And then thinking about your home and, your routines and how you live, where you're going to store the children's toys. If you've got a playroom, that's great. And if not, you can just choose areas of your home, zone. If you've got an open plan living space, you can zone the room. So having an area for your children's toys where they'll play, and then another calmer area for adults' relaxation. And then just remembering that especially young children will probably want to be wherever you are. So even if you've got, say, a playroom or you're storing their toys upstairs in their bedroom, just having a small basket or an area where they can bring some toys down, when they're with you is really helpful.
And just thinking about your routines around the home, where do you do your reading with your kids? Where do they like doing jigsaw puzzles, that kind of thing? Because it might be in different places, and then obviously store those things accordingly to where those routines happen. So one thing you can do with your kids is when you are thinking about storage for their toys, take them with you to the shop where you're going to get the storage unit. So even if you're buying kind of a big storage unit like this or the baskets for it, take them with you to the shop, get them to pick the container, what colour they like, what type of basket. And then when you get home, you can also get them making the labels. So I did this with my daughter when she was really little. She couldn't write yet, but she drew a picture of, a doll or a car. And that's where we put that particular category on that particular basket. And I think just giving them that sort of ownership from a really young age helps them to kind of know where their toys are and also, more importantly, to put them away.
Yeah, definitely. And kids love a label, don't they?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then when you're thinking about how you're going to store all your toys, it's really useful if you can order them by category. So having all the musical instruments together, having all the Lego together, and it just means that children can find their toys easily and you can tidy them away easily as well. So thinking about storage, I personally like to use clear containers for things where you've got lots of little bits, like Lego, Magnetiles, that kind of thing. And then for bigger items, like say musical instruments or big dinosaur toys, wicker baskets can be really nice. And then if you're struggling for space, one thing that we often do is having a smaller basket where you can decant all of your big bulky jigsaws or big bulky board games. Putting them into little pouches like this just means you can save so much space. And I normally just, cut out the front cover so the children can see which puzzle or game it is. And then it just neatly stacks together like that and just saves so much space.
So another thing we talk to our clients about is toy rotation. So sometimes kids have so much that they kind of don't even know where to start. So we sometimes suggest to people pick a few toys, put them in a box, pop them in your attic or wherever you've got a space out of sight, and rotate maybe every 6 months. So take those toys out, give them to your kids to play with and put another load in the box.
And then it feels like they've got new toys as well. So
it keeps it fresh for them.
Yeah, definitely. And then another tip, just to kind of maintain your play area, is trying to teach your children to just get out one activity at a time. So say they were doing a puzzle or playing with a train set, just teaching them about tidying it away afterwards and not having multiple activities out at once. And that just makes it less overwhelming for them and it makes it just easier for you to maintain the space.
And also, it's quite important to have a regular declutter of the toys and their items. So do that with them as well. Get them kind of into that habit of decluttering. Take them to the charity shop with you if you're dropping stuff at a charity shop. Just get those habits kind of going from a young age.
Definitely. And I think it's important to sort of know your child as well, because from our experience, children have such different personality types when it comes to letting go of items. And some children, you teach them from a young age about decluttering and getting rid of things they're no longer playing with, and they'll get used to that and they'll be fine with it. And My own daughter is sort of quite ruthless with her toys. She's like, no, don't need that anymore. It's gone. Whereas other children we've worked with are really, can be really precious about their toys. They don't want them to be decluttered. And then I'd say just try and do it maybe when they're not there. And obviously, as a parent, what they really love and what they don't so much, but just sort of work according to the way your child is, I'd say.
Absolutely. And also, it's really important to give them that praise, even if they have just let go of one item, that's kind of one better than nothing. So kind of really encouraging them to kind of let go, and also telling them stories about, well, another child is going to enjoy that toy. You don't play with it so much anymore, so let's let somebody else enjoy it as well. But yeah, as Heather's saying, if you have children who are really reluctant to let go of things, one idea is that when they're at school or out of the house, you could do a quick kind of declutter yourself. Instead of giving those items away straight away, you can put them in a box and kind of leave them to one side and see if they miss them. Maybe give it, I don't know, a month or so, and see if they ask you for that toy, or if they're missing it. And then if not, then you can take it straight to the charity shop.
Definitely. And then on decluttering, like we would say, in terms of how regular, maybe once every 6 months or something is a reasonable amount. But if you've got birthdays or Christmases coming up, we would say definitely do a big declutter before then, because you're going to have a whole load of toys coming in. And one other thing to think about when you're organising your play area is costumes, because children love dressing up, especially on play dates. And it's just nice if they can see all of their dressing up clothes. So personally, I quite like to have a rail if you've got the space for that, or you could put them all in a big basket and they can pull them out. But just having them, easily accessible and being able to see them is a nice way to store them.
And then if you've got kind of smaller accessories like this, just popping them in a basket, again, it's all about kind of the ease of them being able to find them, take them out, see what they want, and then put them away again. So, yeah. If you found our tips useful today, then don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe below. Thank you.
And we've got more videos coming up soon, so we look forward to seeing you back on the channel soon.